Well, good day and welcome once again to Moments with Dr. Steve. I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger, and on this day, we're posting our 25th segment, and that's a mile marker. That's 25 chunks of literature that we've created and sent out for you and for millions, we pray, of others to connect with and ignite these things that are deep inside of you. So it causes me to pause and ponder, and I believe in what I call mile markers. Do you architect and engineer personal scaffolds that reach to first the initial rung on your ladder and then begin to climb skyscrapers? Do you mind map? I want you to think that through before you quickly respond. Your answer needs to understand and grasp exactly what it takes and requires for you to seed intelligence into your life and to build lasting work and work that has impact and influence. These are valuable things. And so mind mapping then has some component parts to it. We're going to break these down a little bit and do this in great detail perhaps over the next period of time. The first thing is a zygote. Every small and large enterprise begins with a zygote, the internal speck of ingenuity that is generally precisely ensconced and then tightly wound with unknowing and placed inside of your soul. Those are a lot of words. What it means is that inside of you is something. You feel it. You know it. Questions and few answers. Every small and large enterprise contains questions that have few, if no, answers, especially at the zygote stage of earliest development. There are questions and opaque answers are quite common. No supporters and lots of detractors. People laugh at you because lots of people spurn you. They disdain your fascination and preoccupation, what they think and believe to be drivel or a hobby. But for you, it's this driving internal engine, isn't it? Drawings and images and crude representations. The earliest beginnings clutter your personal space with doodling and noodling and markings and scratching that resemble the old cave dwellers of old, painting and carving out stick figures on the side of walls. That's what it feels like. It feels like that. You have to figure it out. That's the first thing, is you have to try to understand this itch that's inside of you. What is this? How does it work? How does it function? What's its purpose? How does it connect? What's the eureka moment here? You have to figure that out. First elements of mapping, as you gain nuggets and particles of clarity, the thing begins to explain itself to you, doesn't it? You have to notice this phrase, you're not in control of this thing. Its destiny is separate and apart from your own destiny, and yet for some reason it has clamped and clings on to you and believes that you're the one that's going to deliver it into the common culture. Think that through. That is a powerful, powerful personal development. When you come to the moment when you understand and grasp that the thing that has been deposited in you doesn't belong to you. It's not your possession, and it believes in you so much that it chose you to bring and cast it forth. Expansion and working models and developed intricacies. Now is when, as you developed along, after you've done your first elements of mapping and you've made your drawing and you have dealt with the ridicule and you still have questions and few answers, as the zygote begins to form up and become a molecule and then maybe has elemental structure, it decides to arrive. And it decides that it is going to expand its capacity to become a working model. And then protections and patents and accountants and government hacks, all of these have value and occupy important space holders and placeholders. And soon you encounter them because the thing now has mass and volume and acceleration and impact zones and value centers and a constituency and a space and a universe of its own, universal recognition. The goal of all things is to occupy space in the larger ocean and realm of human importance and significance. Keep in mind, the thing has a beating heart, it has a pulse, it is a living conscious, and it has a set of ambitions and expectations and outcomes that are totally, altogether separate and distinct from your own. Go through the thing. Listen to this many times. You will start to get a sense of how to mind map. We're building a global cultural conversation. The conversation is less than unless you join the fray and start to unpack the thing that is locked inside of you. The conversation needs to include you. Head over to stalegius.org, drop us a note, and we will chat with you. We long to understand what it is that compels you. Till next time, I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger. This is Moments with Dr. Steve. Travel far.